All right, guys. So we're getting started now. Let me just admit Ahmed. So yeah, here you go. This is gonna be the new book that you will receive. It's available now. It has been printed. I think they just finished it yesterday, so you can go get it from the bookstore. And it will contain all of the past papers that we will do, the 40 tests. We're gonna do 40 past papers, okay? uh, this is part one of the book. It's not all of it, because if I print it all like in one book, it will be so large. So I decided to put it into two parts. Still yet today, we are revising writing genres. Last session, we started with fiction writing. Today, we're going to revise the nonfiction. So let's get started. I prefer if you have a pen and paper with you, that will speed up things, because you will just need to copy with me the genres with the features, just the features, nothing
Okay.
much. But for the writing itself, we'll try to do like the introduction or the beginning of it. So you don't really need to copy it right now, but I'll send it to you. So you'll
Okay.
eventually have it anyway.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. Hi. The first thing that we are revising in the nonfiction writing is going to be the newspaper report. So let's just write the title first, nonfiction. Okay, for nonfiction, we have a lot of genres, a lot more than fiction did. Um, so here we have got the reports. So there is just a report, a normal report, not a newspaper report, not a non-chronological report, just a report, okay? So if they just tell you, write a report, it's gonna be this one, the first one, report. But there is a similar one, which is called the newspaper report. This is more popular. It has appeared in many tests before. Newspaper report. Okay. And the third type is a non-chronological report. As you can see, the reports have a lot of types so far, right? So we have got the report, the newspaper report, and the non-chronological report type. After that, we're going to study biographies and autobiographies. That's right. First, biographies. Okay, and the fifth one is going to be the autobiography. Then we have got also the review and the recount. Okay, these are similar to each other. Number six, recount. Okay, and we've got also the review. Okay, those are the most basic ones that we need to start with first. So let's get started right from the beginning.
What about the persuasive speeches and
We're
articles?
going to also know all the features of persuasive, balanced argument, informational text. So let's just keep those at the end. These are like relatively easier, okay? And the ones that appear more in checkpoint exams are those ones that we'll start with now. Okay, so first, what's a report? The report is a piece of writing that could appear in a magazine, it could appear on the internet. It's like an article, okay? It's similar to something called article. But remember, again, I'm talking here about the report, just report, not newspaper report, okay? So, yeah, put this here, just a sec. Yeah, type. How do we write a good report? What are the main features and how does it look like? First of all, the report has the following features: a heading, which is like a title, definitely. Heading,
5 W's.
exactly, yeah. And after that, we have the lead paragraph. So in the lead paragraph, which is the introductory paragraph, like the first paragraph in this this kind of writing, the report, we call it lead instead of introductory paragraph. Basically the same, it's just a name we call it. But what's in the lead paragraph? Yes, we answered the 5 W's and the H, like the how. Okay, like you can begin with where, when, how did this thing happen, who was there, and what exactly happened, like what are the main events, and why did
Why?
it, yeah, and why did it happen. You can ask also similarly talk about how did it happen. If like you could talk about an accident, okay, like a truck accident. You're reporting a truck accident to people, so you're going to mention all of the main features of it first, okay? That's for the report, report. Type. What's after the lead paragraph? Just body paragraphs in which in the body paragraphs you're going to mention the stuff that happened in that event. Of course, you're going to use a chronological order, right?
What
Time
is
order. So chronological order means in time order, the stuff with the same sequence as they happened. Okay,
Formal. The
of
language
course,
should be formal.
definitely, good job. Yeah, good point. So, because you're writing a report that will be published, it's something that will be like published. You're not gonna send it to a friend. So, of course, you should use formal language.
And third person.
Exactly, good job. Yeah, we're not gonna include ourselves into that. We prefer to use impersonal language or voice, which means it's not gonna talk about you or anybody. Like you're not gonna include yourself. Neither you're talking about somebody in particular. You are discussing how this thing happened and how should we like avoid this thing from happening again. So yeah, let's say it's just a third person point of view.
Like to solve. يعني.
Yeah. You're just telling us how it happened, and at the end of the report, you have to mention how should we avoid this like issue again, like from happening. How should we like prevent it
Ways
from
to
happening?
avoid it يعني.
Kinda, yeah. You can say if there was like a speed bump, probably in that area, there wouldn't be this truck accident. It wouldn't have happened. You can provide any way that deals with preventing this from happening. Okay, yeah, Layla.
but isn't that like the newspaper reports?
It's basically the same, but without the subheadings. Good point.
Okay.
Okay, just a sec. Let me admit somebody else for joining. Okay, what was the last point that we have discussed? Yeah, you're going to talk about how do we prevent it from happening again.
Yes.
Prevent it. Okay, type. What about the newspaper report? Newspaper report is basically similar to the report, okay? But it has got to follow this scheme. Like you will mention the stuff that are, it will follow this inverted pyramid scheme, which will have the most important stuff first, and then the less important stuff, and then the least important stuff, like the stuff that will not really matter to that event. So you mentioned or answered the 5 W's right at the beginning, right? And then probably right after that, mention what happened, okay, like the events. And at the very end, you will just provide some recommendations, okay? So you will just recommend at the very end, like of this newspaper report, how this thing happened and how it shouldn't and why it shouldn't happen again, how you should provide like any ways to prevent it from happening. So basically the main features are a heading, but here we'll see subheadings. Okay, guys. So the most like common mistake here in newspaper report is that students sometimes forget to add the subheadings, or they just do it when they do a report, a normal report. That's the only difference, basically. So if you don't write it with the same feature, like I'm telling you here, it shows that you don't understand the main like features of the layout. And if you don't like answer it correctly, of course you'll lose marks. Yeah. Ahmed?
Ahmed, yes.
Yeah.
How we do the recommendation?
We'll write one now. Yeah, we'll read a sample and we'll write one now, okay?
يعني how we do it?
Yeah, we'll write one now. Actually, we will write a
Okay.
sample of our own. Yes, Yusuf?
يعني every paragraph we're supposed to use a subheading, right?
In the for the news report, yes, definitely. For each new paragraph, but except for the lead paragraph and the conclusion.
Okay.
Okay, all right. So actually a very good question by Yusuf. So the subheadings are not for the lead paragraph, like the first paragraph, and also for the last paragraph.
How do we use subheadings in
Okay, subheadings could be questions. They could be, they're just like another title, a smaller title that will introduce what the next paragraph will be about. It will
Okay.
just tell us what will you talk about later. Okay. Okay, we'll read one sample now about the report after I explain the difference between the three types. Okay. Type for the news report so far, the inverted pyramid scheme, and we have a heading. Subheadings for everything except for the first and the last paragraph, the introduction and the conclusion, right? We also should, of course, use chronological order. Okay. We should use formal language as well. Okay. We should use third person, definitely. Like, do not include yourself into this, okay? Of course, we're going to use the past tense because you're reporting something that already happened before. Okay, except for the conclusion. Okay, this is not a smiley face, it's an arrow. Type in the conclusion, in the last paragraph, you're going to use the present tense. Why? Because you're recommending how we should prevent this from happening in the future. So we'll probably use the present tense, okay? So when should we use the present tense again, guys? At the very end.
the events which
Exactly, in the recommendation at the very end, at the bottom of the newspaper report, at the last paragraph. Great, type. The third type is the non-chronological report. Let me just rewrite this. Okay, the non-chronological report. Oopsie, slips. Okay, guys. So the non-chronological report basically talks about or describes the main features of a place or something in nature. Usually it talks about animals, like it talks about like a specific species that you want to give detailed explanation of. So you'll use the non-chronological report. How? Like if you talk about alligators, for example. So a lot of people do not know what's the difference between alligators and crocodiles. So you'll explain.
What is the
everything.
difference?
Yeah, just you'll provide facts basically. Okay. So in this case, if you are providing facts, which tense are you going to use? The present or the past?
present.
Of course, the present tense, definitely. Good job, guys. So we use the present tense to mention facts for the non-chronological report. We also are going to use, of course, from the title, it says non-chronological, so it's like there is no time sequence that you should follow. Just mention whatever that you want at the beginning and whatever at the end. But at the same time, try to begin with the most important things first. For example, if you talk about an animal, okay, alligators, crocodiles, giraffes, lions, tigers, whatever, mention its shape first, like its appearance, where it lives at the beginning. Like just mention some basic facts that readers need to know about it first, and then mention the less important things like what does it do with its claws, you know, etc., etc. Yusuf, I can send you a record of this like after we're done, so you don't need to. Okay. Next, so we are going to not use chronological report, but we should provide also just facts and use the present tense for this. We're going to use the third person point of view, of course. And we're still writing with formal language. Formal language should be used. Awesome, great. Do you guys, have you written non-chronological reports before? Probably
Yes.
have, right? And mostly last year, not this year.
No, I wrote one this year.
Yeah, cool.
Yes.
But mostly, yeah, you did it in years
Last year.
before. But yeah, but that's because it doesn't appear so much in checkpoint tests. That's why we don't like give it a lot of care. But they surprise us each year with something new. So I just want you to be ready for anything. We will take everything, and whatever comes, you'll just have practiced it before, and you're ready for it. You're good to go. Yeah,
The chronological report have subheadings.
the non-chronological reports, of course, they have headings and subheadings, definitely, yeah. They're just like the report, the first type of the report, the normal, usual report. Yes, Ali? Ali, you have a question? Ali, you are muted, by the way. Can't hear you. So we'll write here, headings, subheadings.
I am back. My teeth are.
Subheadings. Awesome. Hi, we're going to read an example or a sample for this now. Let me just get it for you on the screen. Just a sec. From the other book. Yep. Okay, so here we go. Share the screen. Okay, guys. So we've taken this in book one. For those who have joined the last course for review. So yeah, this is a sample of the non-chronological report about sharks. This is also called information report. So as seen here, it talks about sharks, right? And it gives the first paragraph without a subheading, just the title first, and then the lead paragraph that has no subheading, and then subheadings and paragraphs, as many as you can write. And then the last paragraph, again, the final statement, or the last one has no subheadings as well. So let's just read this very quick. Sharks are marine mammals and are among the world's most fierce creatures. Sharks are among the world's oldest species. Some shark fossils date back more than 300 million years, making them older than the earliest dinosaurs. Right, great. As you can see, because we're providing facts, we are writing in the present tense. We didn't use the past tense, correct? We provide facts, not a lot of opinions here, just these like facts. And then we start with the appearance first, then the habitat. The habitat means where they live, and then their life cycle, their food. It doesn't really matter that much what you start with first, but start with the most important things as much as you can. It will like definitely be a plus point. you will need to use formal tone, formal language. Sometimes we use formal impersonal passive tone, the passive voice tone. Like, let's read the sentence. Smaller fish, such as sardines, are usually eaten by sharks. Okay, are eaten, which is the passive verb form, right? Do you guys remember the passive verb form?
Yes.
We'll revise it, of course, as we go, but basically it's with using verb to be and the past participle of the verb, the past of the verb. Verb to be is am, is, are, was, were, etc. So are and then eaten. That's the passive verb form. Yep. I'm gonna send you this. These are some sentence starters and examples of like formal tone to use in your report because you're gonna write one as homework. Like you can write as an example of formal tone. It's advisable to be aware that it's crucial to remember, like it's very important to remember. Instead of saying it's important, say it's crucial, it's advisable, okay? The majority of the time, instead of saying always, okay? Etc., etc., etc. You'll just need to have this sheet next to you while writing, okay, so that you can grab whatever you want from it and apply it or use it in your report while writing it. Just a sec.
Can you write this?
Huh?
Could we write this?
No, I'll send it to you. Don't worry. This will be sent to you on the group after we're done. Okay. Yes. Now for the newspaper report. For the newspaper report or article, it's like published in a newspaper, right? It's a news story that's found in a newspaper, definitely. So its purpose to provide the readers with the information about what's happening in the world. So it has a headline, byline, lead paragraph, body paragraphs, and the tail, which is the conclusion paragraph, the last one. So yeah, we will need to add this byline, and also we'll write the date when it happened. When we are writing a newspaper report, you have to add two things, right? The byline and the date.
Yes.
You can have a date line like which is gonna be separate, like this is gonna be the title, right? Then you're gonna write by Ali Ahmed, okay? And then some people prefer to add the date right here, to add the full date, like the 25th February 2024, or you can add this date at the beginning of the lead paragraph. Okay, you can begin like on and then write the date. This happened. Okay, on 25th February 2024, this, and this happened. Okay, and then you can begin telling the story again. This is the inverted pyramid scheme, which has most important stuff first, less important stuff, and then the very least important ones. Okay, in the headline, these are some tips to write a good headline. The headline is the title of your news article. It should be like a brief summary of your news article. So tell us what happened in the title itself. Okay, let's write one here. Monster truck kills 20 people. It's like when you read the news, it's always like bad stuff happening, right? So you'll try to write one like this, but actually start with the most like the highlight of your story, okay, of your news story, and begin with it in the title, in the headline. Okay, it can often it often contains just a noun and a verb. Like you don't need to add the words like the. Actually, we can drop a. Okay, from the title, like avoid adding the articles or an. There is no need for any extra words. Just keep it short. Monster truck kills 20 people. All important words are capitalized. As you can see, should be capitalized, and there is no punctuation at the end of the title. Do not add punctuation at the end. Like let's say a period, you don't need to add a period here. Just remove it.
Period.
Yeah, of course, because you shouldn't add a period. You shouldn't add no capitalization, any punctuation to this. Right. You can use for a great title, a great headline. You can use alliteration.
Mister,
Yeah,
I think we can add the exclamation mark.
definitely. If it's something that is so horrifying, yeah, definitely. Why not? Exactly. You can definitely use it. Okay.
Okay.
Just a sec. Hmm. All right. Like resuming the class would be crass. Okay. Festival first footsteps. Try to keep it short. And of course, definitely in this in this example here, we're going to cross that, right? Festivals, first footsteps. And you can capitalize, right? Or use a pun, which is like a funny joke, like long time no see. Okay. Can you believe it? Etc. Etc. Okay, those are some suggestions, but I think you just need to be creative with what comes in the exam to do it on your own. I'll just leave this for you guys, for your creativity, to surprise me with it, okay? Just have a great headline. The headline is a very important part of writing a newspaper report. Like in the byline, you just write by, and then write any like generic name by Amy, I don't know, just suggest any name.
Can I write my name?
You can write your name, yeah, definitely, or any generic name. Okay, the lead paragraph, which is the first paragraph, it answers the 5 W's, like who, what, where, when, why, and the H, which is how. You can tell who was there, okay, in this accident, the driver and 20 people who were they, like where were they, their drivers, or they were just stopping by, or were they students, workers, who are they? What happened? The accident. Where? In a gas station, maybe. When? Yesterday. Usually, the newspaper report will report something that happened very recently, like in the last few days. Why did it happen? Because there was no speed bumps, so yeah, and or because the driver didn't pay attention, or he was speeding, or it was the mixture of all of these together. How did it happen? Like explain in details how this accident happened. Okay. So this is all about the newspaper report, and this is a sample of it. Internet outage, kids going crazy, by Jonathan Budeman, 18th July 2019. Social problems among children have sharply risen in Permata, Buana, West Jakarta, due to an internet outage. The outage began at the beginning of July and has now lasted for more than 2 weeks. So it tells you what is the problem, which is the internet outage, right? That's what. And also, where did it happen in West Jakarta? When did it happen? It's right here in the date, right? 2 weeks. It lasted for more than 2 weeks. And yeah, it will just try to explain what are the most important things first, as we agreed, right? And then the less important things as we go. Like parents have struggled with bad behavior, tantrums, etc., from children that have been disrupting their households. Parents are, oh, guys, you shouldn't annotate on the screen, okay? Okay, because it appears for everybody. Thank you. Yeah, you should not annotate here, okay? All right. Hi. Parents are desperate to get the internet on again because the families are being disrupted through the mental breakdown of their children who cannot cope without the internet. So there was no internet for like 2 weeks and kids went crazy. All right, so at the end, government officials have stated they are working overtime on the situation. They have provided more finances. Okay, as you can see in the very last paragraph, which is the tail of the newspaper report,
It'll be the solution.
it gives, yes, it tells you, or it gives you all of the updates of what's happening right now. So it should be written in the present tense. So they are now working on it. Okay, they have provided stuff. Okay, and they are pleading for children to stay calm for the good of the community. Okay, like this sample, I bet nobody noticed one thing missing. There was one feature that is missing in this newspaper report.
Yeah, subheadings.
Subheadings, thank you. Finally, okay. I wanted somebody to notice it on while I was reading. So yeah, newspaper reports should have subheadings, right? Okay.
Mhm.
Now let's get back to by the way, I'll just add one more thing here to the features that we have written, which is going to be direct and reported speech. You should try to add at least in the newspaper report, at
Right.
least one direct speech, like a quote from a witness, a person who has seen this happening. Okay, so add a witness testimony in direct speech. Like you'll add basically you'll just add a quotation of somebody who has seen the driver not looking or being on the phone while driving, which is the reason that caused the truck accident. Okay, so use direct speech to add at least one quotation. All right, let's write our own now about a newspaper report. Okay, let's begin here. All righty. So it was about a truck accident. Let's say monster truck kills. Use the present tense in the title because it gives it like it makes it more lively and vivid. Okay, as if it's just happened now. Type monster truck kills or almost kills.
No, kills 1,100,000 people.
How? Kills school students. Or just students. Okay, monster truck almost kills students. We'll begin first by the byline, remember? So this is gonna be written by I don't know, Kimberly. We can add a date line here or begin with it in the lead paragraph. It's of your choice. Let's just write it here. Okay, it wouldn't hurt us. Like you can just write the whole like the full date. Today is 10th of March, 10th March 2024. By the way, guys, I think this meeting will end in like less than a minute. So Mr. Han will send you the new link right after we quit. Actually, it's the same link, so just leave now and you will join again through the same link. Okay? Let's leave now and we'll join again right away. Yeah, go ahead.
Leave?
Yeah, leave right now and you'll join again through the same link. Let's do it.
Leave?
Yeah, leave now.